Everybody had a happy holiday season. We're going to need a clerk for this evening because Mr. Savageau is on vacation for the month of January, so I'll be filling in. So if I could have a clerk, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Jane, so I'd make a motion for Jane to be clerk.
Second. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Jane.
You're welcome.
Just before we get started, just one announcement Chris just gave me. The meeting this evening is televised. It's on channel 95 on Comcast and channel 29 on Verizon. So just in case.
Wait, I have to stop and call my mother-in-law.
So Comcast 95 and Verizon 29. I don't know who will hear us if they're not watching it. So.
Right, exactly.
But anyway,
Comcast
this
is 29?
is the announcement. Comcast is 95 and Verizon is 29.
Oh, okay.
So we get a roll call, please.
Mr. Chairman, 4 members of the board are present. Chairman Savageau is absent. We have Mr. Andrews, the town administrator, with us.
Okay, thank you. Citizens' participation. Anybody here tonight to speak to the board? No hands. Okay. Next then we have CDM, Mike Judici. Could we have you come up? Welcome, Mike. Good to see you again. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Mike. You too. Hawaii, Happy New Year. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
Nice time, Mike. Thanks. Okay, Mike. So why don't you just start us off here with contract 1 and take it away.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Mike Judici from CDM for the record. Update on contract 1 in terms of construction. Essentially, all the pipe is in the ground for that contract. GSO is ahead of schedule in terms of getting the pipe installed. I think it was through the end of November, mid-November, all the pipe was in the ground. It has been flushed and tested at this point. There was an issue with a couple of spots on Parkwood Drive. I believe that he needs to go back and investigate if he's going to bring a closer television running through the line to see what the issue is and get that resolved. Right now he's working on the pumping stations. As you know, there are 4 pumping stations in this contract. At 3 of them, the 2 below-grade structures for each of the stations are in Linwood Ave, Oak Street, and Indian Neck Road. He's had some difficulties down at Parkwood and Cape Ave for that pumping station. He ran into quite a nest of boulders that had slowed down progress. I think as of today, we're getting pretty close to finishing driving the sheeting that was necessary in order to excavate in order to install the pumping station. So he's making some progress there, although it was quite a struggle for a while. And there's the microphone. So.
Takes a while to kick in.
Now you can hear me. I guess there was an issue, as we discussed, Mr. Chair, with our invoices last month. Or if we need to discuss those any further, or if your questions have been answered to your satisfaction.
I think, well, I had asked the questions, through the administration to you, and I appreciate you putting the percentages on it. Not that I can't figure out what 1 million out of 5 million equals percentage-wise. It's nice if it's on there. So I, as one member, appreciate you putting the percentage on your bill up front, so we don't have to search for it.
Moving forward, we certainly will do that.
Thank you.
But for the record, through the middle of October, we're about 46% expended on a contract for the office and field portion of our services. By comparison, the construction was approximately 77% complete through the end of November, and I think that latest pay requisition was even 80%.
Up to 80%,
so.
Yeah.
So we should be.
So the four pump stations is roughly 20% of the contract is you're looking at.
Correct.
Good.
Correct. And the schedule right now for the pumping stations is to get them installed over the next couple of months. start fitting them out with the equipment, obviously, and started them up and testing them over the next several months. So we're ready to go for the spring.
So completion will be good on contract 1.
Correct. Yeah, ahead of schedule. I think his contract takes him through the end of June of next year, I believe, to turn the system over, and he'll certainly be way ahead of that.
Good.
Which is good news, so people can start connecting sooner. The next item for contract 1 actually applies to all the contracts under the SRF process. Most of you have seen this form before, I believe. This authority to file needs to be submitted with DEP anytime there's a change of administration in terms of who will be signing certain documents on behalf of the town for the SRF application and reimbursement, so that now that Mr. Andrews is on board, we just need to have him be declared the signee for the town. So at your leisure, if you could vote to take care of that, and we'll get that submitted to DEP. Contract 2, I'm sure you've probably heard, we had a very good bid opening on November 19th. We got 14 bids, which is great. Just reflective of the bidding environment right now. There's not a lot of work out there, fortunately, for towns that are doing work. They're getting good competitive bids. The low bidder was Gioso, who is doing very well on contract 1 as well. So their bid was actually about $1 million below our original estimate, our final estimate, I should say. So you got a good price and a good contractor. So that's good news for the town. At this point, we've submitted all the paperwork to DEP in order to get their authorization to award. We expect that shortly, and we know Gioso is ready to go. He wants to get started on that contract as soon as possible, and as soon as we get the go-ahead from DEP, we'll get him to execute that contract and get it to the town. I don't know if we needed to discuss the Avenue A pumping station. I obviously got word that we're back to Plan A again, which is fine. Yep. As we've talked about before, we'll need to discuss that with the contractor now that we have bid the job, and he bid it based on the previous location. We just need to negotiate with him any change that's necessary in order to make that move over to the original location.
Any credits?
Yeah, any credits, but I suspect that won't be the case. But I don't anticipate it being a major issue, but obviously it's open to negotiation. In terms of the Contahasset pumping station, at your direction, we've been pursuing an alternate location on Mattapoisett Road. Had discussions with Mr. Simmons and the property owner. Met with her sometime in November to talk about the possibility. She seemed relatively receptive to it. Mr. Simmons has also spoken with all the abutters to that parcel, and to the best of my knowledge has not received any feedback that would cause any concerns. At this point, at the property owner's request, we've staked out the property limits and the easement, and she has requested that an appraisal be done so that she gets a sense of what the easement award would be, and then I guess make a decision based on that. So that's where we are. Mr. Deshays has started his appraiser working on that, so hopefully that gets turned around relatively quickly. And in talking to Mr. Deshays this afternoon, he has just about finished all the paperwork for all the easements in Contract 2. For the most part, these are unaccepted streets, predominantly in the Oakdale area. There's a couple in Cromieset as well. The Avenue A pumping station, and then the Cromieset Road pumping station, having them hold off, obviously, on the Contahasset Road station until that gets resolved. The question, I guess, would be, is the board, as it's currently configured, absent Mr. Savageau, willing to vote on the easements in his absence, or is that something that you'd want the full board to participate in that discussion and those votes?
Well, are they all ready?
He indicated that they're pretty close and maybe ready as soon as,